proceed with the agenda provided if there's no dissent from the board. Members present. For Oregon revised statute ORS 192.650, this meeting is being video recorded and will be posted on Winston-Dillard School District website. Pledge of allegiance now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our roll call looks like we have all board members present. Quorum. We'd like to do the superintendent academic awards. That's fine.
Yeah, I'd like to. The student? Well, our staff member is here, but our student isn't, so
Okay.
we may need to join the high school next month.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I don't see Adelaide, so we'll just move that to next,
Okay.
unless she shows up. And
Well, congratulations. Yeah.
all right, we're gonna do the school board appreciation.
yeah, it's January, so it's school board recognition month. I'll go ahead and there's a lot of goodies from a lot of people. I already talked to the admin and let them know that they could share what their schools have done. I'll just start by reading the proclamation from the office of the governor. Whereas Oregonians rely on public education to ensure a prosperous quality of life and strong economic health for Oregon, and whereas locally elected boards fulfill leadership roles and serve as the conduit through which teachers, parents, businesses, and communities demonstrate the care, creativity, and support that lead to student achievement. And whereas public school nurtures and trains diverse student populations with varying resources to give students the knowledge, skills, and opportunities they need to succeed. And whereas board members build a framework that makes it possible for education organizations to educate Oregon's children. And whereas we thank the committed community members who serve on the boards of Oregon's 197 school districts, 19 education service districts, and 17 community colleges for their dedication to the education needs of Oregonians. Now, therefore, I, and this is the governor, claim January 26th to be School Board Recognition Month in Oregon, and encourage all Oregonians to join in this observance. So thank you, board members.
I'd like to thank everybody that gives these little things here that with the students writing things that are really appreciated. There's a lot of meaning in those, so it's pretty special. But anyway, thank you guys. The high school student report.
Good evening, community and members of the board. My name is Mel Pedersen, and I'm here with the Douglas High School student report. First and foremost, on behalf of Trojan Nation, happy School Board Appreciation Month. Thank you for all that you do for our school district. The amount of time that you dedicate to our students is an amazing gift, and we appreciate you greatly. We hope that you enjoy the mugs and goodies. Kurt, I know you aren't much of a coffee guy, so make sure that you got 2 oatmeal raisin cookies. With Christmas break, December is a short month for us, but we packed plenty into it. The entire school participated in a penny drive and a canned food drive. Both were a success. Our penny drive is a fun competition that we do every year. ASC leadership uses the money raised to buy some gifts for children within our school district that are in need of a better Christmas. I love going shopping for the gifts right before break. It's a fun highlight every year. Our canned food drive was amazing. All of the food brought in is donated to the Winston Food Bank, and we were able to take 2 huge van loads to them. Our sophomore class president, Kim Lyman, went above and beyond to make the canned food drive a success. She visited over 100 local businesses to help drive support and donations. Several businesses donated money or started food drives of their own because of her hard work. With Kim's leadership, the sophomore class won both competitions by a landslide. Now that we're all back at school, we are focusing on wrapping up the first semester. Finals week is coming up next week and everyone is locked in. This time of year, we like to remind all of Trojan Nation that it's not too late to be great, as we all push to make sure assignments are turned in and our grades are where they need to be. Thank you again for all that you do for our schools and in our community. I appreciate you allowing me to share a little bit of what's happening at the high school. Have a great night and go Trojans. Thank you.
Good job, thank you. So at this time, anyone who does not want to stay for the whole meeting? Thank you. So now we're going to have a presentation about audit, or an audit presentation by Vicky Rapp.
Hello. It's deja vu, we've done this so many times. We audited the Winston-Dillard School District for the fifth financial statement for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. Audit was conducted in accordance with auditing standards generally accepted in the United States, as well as governmental auditing standards. An audit provides you with reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free of material misstatements. Internal controls are examined and tested in conjunction with audit testing. Auditors are also watching out for signs of fraud. Based on our audit, we've given the Winston-Dillard School District an unmodified opinion. It was a clean audit with no qualifications or deficiencies noted. Excellent. The government-wide ending net position for the year was at 31.8 million, which is down 8% from the prior year. And the governmental funds ending fund balance was at 6.3 million for the year, which is down 13% from the prior year. And we like to look at that 6.3 million ending balance with, in comparison to your budgeted next year, in this case, fiscal year 25-26, beginning fund balance to make sure that it's been in line. And they're pretty decent. Your ending fund balance was 6,327,000, and your budgeted next year beginning was 6,380,000. So you started the year 52,000 under, but not a large percent. So that is pretty darn close. Ending cash and investments were at 20.2 million for the year, which is 8% less than the prior year. Your revenues, however, were 25.4 million, which is up 4% from the prior year. Of that, 50%, 12.6 million, was from state school funding, and 9%, 2.3 million, was from federal funding. Your government-wide expenses for the year were at 26.2 million, which is up 3% from the prior year. And your liabilities, government-wide, ended up at 27.1 million, which is up 6% from the prior year. And I just wanted to point out that the PERS unfunded liability is up to 8.3 million as of the end of the year. And that is because the actuaries in Salem have been playing again. That has gone from 4.3 million to 995,000. And now this year they ended it at 8.3 million. So they can't seem to make up their mind how they want to allocate the liability. But that is a long-term liability and will change as your employee mix changes and based on whatever retirement rules are in effect over the next 30 years. Your OPEB, other post-employment benefit, it is normally an asset and it is ended up at $276,000 asset this year, which is up 6%, 16% from the prior year. A couple of the other things we'd like to look at are a couple of benchmarks. One is comparing the general fund ending fund balance to 10% of the general fund average expenditures for the year. We like to see a ratio of at least 1, which tells us that you have sufficient funds to start out the next year. And in this case, you are at 2.37, so you're excellent. And then another good benchmark to look at is comparing general fund benefits to general fund salaries. And it is good to see them at 60% or less. And you've been at 48% for 2 years consistent. So it's looking good. Keeping a tight ship. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vicki.
All right, we'll move on to the superintendent's report.
And on the back sheet of the proclamation of the enrollment. And it was slightly down, the decline happened in September, we started about 1290. We're down to 1250 to continuing to slightly decline. So we've been speaking about this, really just declining enrollment in general, just across our county and state and nationwide, and we'll keep an eye on it. All things considered, it's not too terribly bad, and we'll just make adjustments as needed.
If we know where they're going, I mean, you had an idea.
Yeah,
moving out of the.
So there's a lot of the social emotional aspect of it. There's a lot of post-COVID moving back into, on site. We didn't really get hit too bad with the COVID. We were pretty much open, shut down in March. And really was, if you guys remember, we were back in business even that the fall. So the students, there are a lot of options, Baker Web Academy, Cascade Virtual Academy. There's a lot of virtual academies that students whom we might see without those options in the past, just continue to be enrolled with us. But, there's a plethora of reasons that they're attending the virtual academies. But,
It's different as monthly high school. Is that right?
no, we have, in terms of our plan,
Yeah.
enrollment.
Seems like, which would make more sense because they would pay more sense.
Yeah, and we have the option over to do an alternative school, which is really just a credit recovery. We've been talking internally about, providing the same option that a virtual academy would for a lot of kids. So
That's something we're looking at.
something that we've been talking, Ken and Dave and I, along with Craig and his crew over at the alternative school have been looking at. But we do see some middle school and some upper, like low to elementary school kids. But yeah, predominantly it is an option for the secondary kiddos. No, it's a good question. Well,
Rolling it online.
and it's one thing that we have also been talking about in terms of engagement is 11th graders who are either credit efficient or students who just have all the credit. And so as they move into their senior year, trying to continue to keep them engaged on kind of hitting on both ends. The students who are ready to do the advanced placement or dual credits or looking to go into, get their college credits. And then the students that are also, so credit efficient that where do I go from here? So we're really just kind of looking into both ends of their junior year, moving into their senior year. And really, we talk about attendance at the time and engagement. And so really it's just having those conversations with each kid and saying, what do you need? What do you need to come to school? What do you need to be engaged? And so it's a lot of work, but, I think that we can achieve it. It's pretty complex, to be honest.
Yeah, it's good.
So
Kevin, I was just looking, and when you look at the high school stats just from September to now, we lost nine ninth graders. So the biggest portion is ninth and 10th grade with 9 and 7.
Yeah, but a lot of those could just be just students moving to,
Sure,
yeah,
of
not
course. It's just
necessarily.
interesting that, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
glad to see that there's only been like one 12th grader.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I would have thought.
I would have thought it would have been reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will start seeing some that graduate early, right?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I didn't want to say you just wait, but, but no, it is good too, and I think Craig can speak to that too. I mean, Craig and Dave, I'm sorry, Rob, now, you know, that transition, we're doing a lot of work with the transition between eighth grade, seventh, eighth grade, and getting them on track when they're ninth graders. So, I think that it was, the vertical alignment support, continuing to build those relationships and really career readiness, if you will, even from sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. The quicker we can get the kiddos, give them opportunities to, you don't know what you're doing when you're a sixth grader, or you want to improve here for seventh or eighth, but, you know, aligning career technical, and we talk a lot about this with the high school success and the CTE programs, the culinary program that we know are so popular. They're really trendy again, and getting those options and getting those kids those opportunities to figure out what they want to do if they're not college bound, or they can get into our society and start being productive, making money in industries that we need. So we'll keep focusing on that.
District spotlight for early literacy,
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight that. I'll just read that. So we had talked about, and then the next thing, actually C, thank you, Kurt, for elevating that question to you last month. The at a glance is, so which is really the report card for each of our schools. I have the district report card last month, and then each of the schools report card is there for you guys to look at too. But we had talked about having a 10% increase in third grade ELA proficiency, and we actually almost a week, a little bit less than a week after our last board meeting, Angelica Cruz, the director of literacy at Oregon Department of Education, reached out to a small number of districts, including ours, whose ELA achievement data show encouraging growth. In reviewing the data, ODE noticed that our district saw a significant increase in ELA achievement, and we'd love to learn more about how we leveraged our early literacy success school district grant funds to impact student achievement. So I just wanted to kind of highlight that we had right about the time we were talking about an increase in third grade proficiency. The department reached out to us and kind of said, hey, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? What did you guys do? So obviously, Crystal Plinkett, who's our early literacy instructional coach, and then Lisa and Emily and Jenna, they all kind of collaborated and responded to Angelica about all the things that we have going on in our district. So I just wanted to kind of continue to highlight that. There's actually a high dosage tutoring for items of discussion, which we're going to get another grant to further support early literacy, pre-K, K1, 2, you know, and really trying to get our kiddos on track to be proficient readers by the time they need for the grade. Just wanted to share that. It's kind of cool. 9C is that at a glance district profile for that. So if you guys want, there's some reading material, if you guys want to look at get a chance to look at those report cards. Our schools had a nice report card, 24, 25. Looking to have another one, 25, 26. We'll see. That's all I have.
on the director's report, I have nothing to report, so on the item of discussion. And the Douglas High School mural wall update, Mr. Joseph.
Yeah.
Hey, you're here on.
Yeah,
Let us know what do we have going on?
so I don't know if anybody knows the backstory, so I'm happy to like explain like what's going on. So if everybody is aware of the Douglas High School mural wall, one part of the Douglas High School mural wall committee was started back in 2021 by David Vandermark, who was also my dad. And when he passed away, I took over and his place. And as you can see, the Douglas High School mural is now up at Douglas High School where it currently stands.
Mhm.
However, the goal for the wall was not just putting it up. The goal was to also have solar lighting and signage. And that signage is also, that's part of what we want to display as not only the donors who donated for the wall, but the meaning for the wall. Because when I went to Douglas High School, I had no idea what the symbols meant. If we wanted to put signage up that explained the whole history of the wall, what each symbol on each side of the wall meant, and also the quotes that are mentioned on both sides of the wall as well. And then the signage, or I'm sorry, the solar lighting. So so now that the wall is finished, we have, with the help of the city of Winston, who is going to be taking on this project, we're going to be getting a grant from Wake Up. And they're going to be giving us a grant. That money is then going to be held by the Winston-Dillard Festival Association. They're going to be our financial fiduciary for this. That money, the city found a contractor, which I believe they use quite a bit, which is I think it's Brandon Boss, the Boss brothers, and yeah, Boss Construction. So they, at least one of them, took a look at the wall. They inspected it. I haven't met with him yet, but solar is up in the air because I think they may be able to tie into the current reader board that is by the street in Douglas High School. So that'll give lighting all the time when it's night. So it would be like a photo sensor out there that would detect when there is darkness. It would illuminate the wall. And so all of this additional work would be around where the current structure is, the concrete surrounding the wall. It will, or if it's solar, it would be on the upper side around the overhang. So that's kind of what I wanted to explain and talk about. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
So how did you learn what the symbols meant?
So there was like,
Interrupt.
no, it's okay. There was the Troy Times that was written before I was born. And I think that was in the school newspaper, and it talked about the symbols on the wall. And then we later realized that, what's his name? Wilson. Well, yeah, he wrote a book that also explained what all the meanings meant. And so that was very helpful for us as well. And I believe we put that in the paper.
But he didn't explain what they were.
No, it didn't.
I don't think he was ever, well, I'm pretty sure he probably knows, but he didn't in his book, and I've talked to him.
Oh, okay.
He didn't say what he meant.
Okay. I believe,
Well, that's why I was wondering how you can explain what all the symbols.
right, and I
Nobody
think,
knows.
right, I think the Troy Times did, and I believe somebody found one of the original people who actually built the wall.
Very Wilson.
Okay.
And
Who built the wall?
Or who, there was a group of people who
guys.
two people, yeah, who designed and built the wall, and they.
Were you alone?
They just laughed. Kirk said.
Oh.
So for you to write down anything that they mean, you can't do it. Because nobody knows, and I'm sure they're not alive anymore.
That I would have to double check. I believe they were written down. We have note of that somewhere. Again, I think it was the Troy Times.
A couple times about it,
Yeah.
trying to figure out what they were.
Right,
And even the one by the cafeteria.
right.
nobody really knows.
No, I don't believe we,
Wall,
right,
and
right.
stuff.
That one there, I don't believe we did the research.
Yeah, so
Right.
I think that, if you're gonna put something up there that's not true.
Pretty sure it's true, but we,
According to.
you're right.
So with the original plans to install the wall, or was this included in those?
So when David Vandermark, when he wrote up the plans, there was also a presentation that he wrote, and I don't know who, that's the problem, I don't know where he distributed this information, but there was a slide deck, and it did mention the solar lights and signage as part of the plan. Right.
I have not, been in this position long enough to look, I don't know the history on that plan and
Right,
what's been done or what hasn't been done that was in that plan.
right.
and so I need to look in to see, or are you asking, are you wanting to add things to
Well-
the plan, or what
Well, basically,
what do you want to do?
it's basically just adding on the solar lights and signage as part of the current finished product of the wall.
Oh, okay. And
Right.
where are you gonna put the signage?
So signage would be on the school side, there is like it could be on any part of the concrete that currently exists that is wrapped around the wall, but there's a larger piece of concrete on the school side. Much wider than what's around the wall currently.
How big would that be?
We're thinking of, if you've been to like a national park, you have like a pole and then you have the sign. I'm thinking of like Crater Lake, that's in my mind right now. So if you look at the lake, you have like the wood, we don't know what material it is. It's just a little flat, yes, exactly. But then it would withstand all the weather and whatnot, so.
So you're not increasing a footprint or anything?
No.
You're just using what's
We're just using the current.
already there and
Right.
then lighting.
Right.
You couldn't put it in the cement, like bolted down.
Well, that's where it would be. We
No,
both,
not the pole.
Oh, the pole.
Just the flat. You know, telling everybody to work on it.
you mean like
A flat, flat.
a flat spot just on the ground?
Well, then it would be a tripping hazard if the concrete.
So,
It would just be attached to the concrete. Is that what you're saying, Kurt?
Oh, I
you wanna
see.
be, you know,
That's not something we've considered, but we can consider that for sure.
Yeah, I think that if I can work with whomever, like
Right.
in regards to the MOU between the Alumni Association and the district to install the current wall the way it is.
Right.
There was no, like that MOU has been completed.
Yes,
As it stands right now.
right.
So if you want to work with your team in regards to a proposal
Mhm.
that you can send to me, and then
Okay.
I can work with Shelby, who's our facilities manager, and, Thomas, I believe Thomas,
Yes,
Todd,
yes.
at the city, and then I can put together something that's very definitive in regards to the questions that you guys are asking. And then we can present that to the board to look at.
Okay,
And we can open it up for discussion further in February. And that would be something that we could do.
Yeah,
If you guys
sounds like something to do there.
And you might want to get documentation on.
yeah,
meaning-
yes, I'll get some documentation on the
Have
meeting.
you seen the meanings of the symbols? Have you seen?
Yes, I have, yes. Yes, I believe we have that written in.
Anything controversial?
No,
Because, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, it's not controversial.
so in Dave's original, I talked to Dave about this. You want to water, which is your angel? What else do you want out there again?
Right, so it would be just license signage.
No,
Oh,
in the future.
in the future, that's basically, it is the finished product.
Because in the future, what Dave wanted was a place to set.
That was,
You wanted a fountain.
right, that was,
There's a whole list of stuff.
I found a lot of email threads talking about that.
If we're gonna stop at this, or if you were gonna keep going.
Right, there were some plans about, the picnic tables, there were some benches, like
Yeah.
sidewalk that went from the school. That's why, I think maybe that's why they had the concrete a little bit wider on that school side. But then the email said, the emails were talking about how, no, we probably shouldn't do the picnic tables and benches, we should just do license signage, thanking the donors, explain the meaning and make it illuminate, in the evening,
And then complete the project.
and complete the project, right?
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
District calendar 26-27, first reading. Sorry, I apologize for the, not in color. Usually that's a colored, calendar where you can see the days that are holidays and all of the things. So I'll get that to you. That's the first reading.
Still have-
Yeah. So that was something that we can discuss in next month on the second reading. Dave has sent that out to, all the people, the union, administrators, and so any feedback, if anyone's seeing, anything that they recommend being changed for the actual district calendar, we'll revisit, have a separate meeting in February.
Would you like the color copy now?
No.
Nice offer there.
And I think you already kind of went over the kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys got any questions, that's just a grant. I think I don't know the exact funds, but it's a 2-year grant. We'll use the money, for high dosage tutoring. If you have a question about what that is, one of our elementary building principals can probably explain it.
What is it?
Can we,
It's, an online tutor, a live person that, meets with around 2 kids, maybe 3, depending on the group. We're still working on that. It's 30 minutes, 3 times a week, and they are on a computer with some headphones, with a microphone, so they're able to speak back and forth with the live adult. We spend a little bit of time building a relationship so that the students know a little bit better the adult they're working with. And it's very similar instruction to what we're already doing in the classrooms and in some of their small groups, at least at Brockway. The tutors are provided quite a large amount of training and follow-up training throughout their instruction by the company. And this allows for more students to receive that smaller instruction, one-on-one sometimes or 2-on-1. So
Will it be during the school day or?
it is. It's during this time that we're already providing small group instruction, at least at my building. So it's not taking away from something that they already received. They just were in a little bit larger group before. And Jan, I don't know if it's quite the same for you, but we have 10 second graders.
it's a company that we're contracted with who provides someone to do the 30-minute lesson for wherever the students are at, whatever dosage they need.
Who's the company?
Air reading,
What is it?
air reading.
Air reading?
Yes, we met with a few different, kind of tutoring companies, and, Crystal, our literacy coach, coordinated all of that, and so we met with, I think we had 3, and then chose what we thought would be the best option.
And there were recommendations made as well from the state, who was granting the funds to us, of companies to look into. That you had to, but it was a starting point. And they had kind of vetted these companies.
Did they give us anybody that's using the company?
Yes,
How it goes?
we did ask, yeah. There aren't a lot in Oregon right now. Many of the companies are working in other states. So Florida, California, but quite a few different states. What we noticed in Oregon was they were working with ESD.
Three times per week for 10 weeks qualify as a time dosage tutoring.
It'll be a little bit longer than 10 weeks for us, but
That's kind of the minimum, I think. It to be qualified as high dosage tutoring, we were able to purchase more time than that due to our schedule and the rest of the school year.
I'm excited to see how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the kids are excited. The kids are excited. The program we chose, they designed their own headphones, noise canceling headphones, and they send them dividers and a little wristband, and I think there's a bag. And so the kids were really excited about all those cool things, and the headphones are truly noise canceling.
Yeah.
I put them on. I'm like, oh, wow.
And they have a microphone, so they feel like they're gaming.
So they can engage in that.
Oh, very much, yeah.
Yeah. Really cool. And then they also send progress reports to the teachers every so often, they'll send them to us. And we have 20 third graders at McEvern doing this program.
We have 10 second graders. And they give a quick assessment to kind of see where the students are. We looked at our reading data to help nominate students for this, and then they do a quick assessment and then put them into the groups, and we start on the 20th with instruction. So hopefully we can update you later on
Yeah.
how that's going. Kids are excited, and I'm anxious to see how this works. It's new.
If they're excited about it, sounds like it's a good chance.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They're an adult, they'll be listening sometimes through the season.
Yeah, they have, they monitor on their end as well, and we have companies facilitating.
And helping with any technology issues, but once kids get into that routine, it should be pretty sustainable. Our hope on the fourth day where they won't be getting high dosage tutoring, we'll have some other work for them to do that's aligned to what they're already working on. So if they're struggling in something and they send that in our report, we'll be able to follow up on that.
Is it an AI part of it or?
There isn't,
No.
not that I know of, it's a live person.
We could use an AI tutoring program for this. That was one of the requirements that we could.
It was really fun to hear the kids often connect with the people they were working with, because they were talking about their names, and then they want one student asked, well, where are you? You know, here you are on the screen, where are you? And he was from Florida, and thought, oh my, you know, to just couldn't comprehend that, and yeah, his assessment took a lot longer. Just visit and hang out.
All right, so Douglas, yes, the service plan.
Yeah, so in your packet is the service plan. This is this is standard each year. The WDSD provides services to all 13 school districts in the county, which include us. And then just ask you to review the plan for 26, 27. If you have any questions, you'll reach out to me, and then there'll be a resolution and as an action item on the February agenda. We get a lot of our special education services from the speech language pathologist, evaluation specialist, occupational therapist, physical therapist for students with needs related services. That's the big thing. Tech, still get our tech from the ESD, tech support. And so there's just there's nothing really new in regards to the services that we're asking for that we're not already doing right now. But it's there for you to review. For meeting discussion.
Yeah, and anything on the field trips, or any questions or anything on those? We just,
I'm sorry, I'm
so we have anything, we need to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda. And
I'll do the date for that.
Yeah.
I'll do the date.
And stuff, so you recognize.
Yeah, I'll read them.
Oh, okay.
We have some thank yous from Dillard Alternative Schools to Dillard Store for 22-ounce fountain soda coupons valued at $25. The Winston Food Mart for any size free fountain drink coupons valued at $100. The Carlos Restaurant for 2 free dinner coupons valued at $50. The Abby's Pizza for 44 lunch special coupons valued at $396. To A Cut Above Hair Salon for a haircut coupon valued at $10. And then there's some thank yous from Douglas High School to Columbia Bank for $500 donation to girls basketball. The Jackson Street Provisions for a $250 donation to girls basketball. The Willie's Cafe and Spirits for a $1,000 donation to ASB for food pantry drive. To Alan Hobson for a $500 donation to the Marlon Hobson Memorial Scholarship Fund. To Marley Dawson for a donation of $1,000 to the Marlon Hobson School Memorial Scholarship Fund. To Noah and Kaylee Witt for a $250 donation to DHS Metal Shop. To Steve Matthews for a $275 donation to DHS Metal Shop. And to David Bird for a donation of $5,000 to the DHS baseball program. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Really lovely.
Yeah. I move the Winston-Dillard School District Board of Directors approve the consent agenda as presented.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Wait. Unanimous, so motion carries. So we're down to action items. By the time we start reading for the 26 to 27.
Move the Winston-Dillard School District Board of Directors approve the 2026-27 budget calendar as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, no opposed, so motion carries. Okay, so now we're down to the executive session.
So I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to move that the board not substantiate the public complaint against respondent number 1. Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. So motion carries. We have another motion.
Second motion, I move that the board not substantiate the public complaint against respondent number 2.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Motion carries.
I'd also like to move that the board not substantiate the public complaint against respondent number 3. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. So unanimous as well. We have
one more motion. I'd like to move that the board delegate authority to the board chair to correspond in writing to the parties involved in the public complaint.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Motion carries. So at this point, do we have anybody signed up to speak? Nope. All right, for the good of the order. Rob.
Keep you to stand up. Keep the board reasonable tag team this. I want to thank the high school leadership program. Their students will be coming down, working with the middle school leadership program and doing some planning. They're getting ready to gear up for the Valentine's Day dance and really making sure the students have an active hand in planning that. All of our teachers are working really hard with their students to go ahead and finish strong for the quarter, and make sure we're keeping that focus. Michelle and I are continuing doing our listening sessions with our students. It's really nice to get in. Students have finally caught on that we're actually listening, and so we got bombarded with a lot of suggestions today. Many of them really good, and so they understand that we're going to have to start a priority list on what changes that we're looking at, because we can't make all the changes. And for sports,
Yep, we're gearing up for our boys basketball season. First games start next week. And our wrestlers, we have a handful of wrestlers who are continuing to practice, getting ready for our state championship. And I think the only other thing is, we got our 6th grade lockers. The 6th graders are super excited about having their own lockers. So they'll be using those if he's practicing. So well. Very cute.
How many kids are going to the championship?
I think we'll have 8.
Did we have to add lockers, or was there lockers available?
we were fortunate, we found some surplus lockers from another school in excellent condition. And so we were able to add some, and then the district also has added some extra with inventory should we need.
They're great condition.
We got a good deal.
Yeah, we got a great deal.
Right. Great.
So thank you guys, first of all and foremost, the school board, for everything you do for us. I appreciate it a lot. And, we do appreciate that a lot. Sanaa obviously goes through a lot of our stuff, but we do have some good stuff going on. Mr. Jones has a couple numbers we'd like you to hear before our last push into the first semester. So I'm going to let him take a brief second here and go over those. And we've worked with our staff, and we've all applauded everybody, and we all got together, and good stuff going up there. So I'll let Jeff kind of just go over that real quick.
Yeah, so similar to what Rob was saying, we're in our finish strong, so a lot of focus on getting kids across the line, staying on track to graduate. As we get to the end of the semester here, where all the credits count. So just briefly, our freshmen right now, as of this week, so it's all current and our weekly data we come out with are 84% on track. Our sophomores are 82% on track, and our juniors are 93% on track. So with that, that's a huge boost from where it has been in the past, and we're maintaining a solid on track rate, which is a great sign to see. So we're really happy about that. Our teachers are still trying to get that final push and get a few more across, but it bodes well for our graduation rate for sure, especially with that freshman on track. That's our big one. We put a lot of focus into is that ninth grade year, just really getting those kids to understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and it really ends up being a lot better off for them staying on track and not falling behind that first team.
What's the average on that, Jeff, for schools?
For schools, I know before, Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, we were down in the 64%, I think,
Yeah.
probably 4 or 5 years ago. Is what we were averaging about. So we really wanted to get our goal this year was to maintain above that 80% as consistently as we could and trying to hit more of that 84, 85 as a high end goal. But just to maintain where we ended last year, hitting that 81% was a big jump for us, and we maintained that higher rate this year. So hoping that we stay above that 80% and we keep that consistent. Getting up into the 90, a few years out is what we're really pushing for. So.
Great.
Yeah.
Are you guys working with the eighth graders, getting them
Yeah, so,
to realize what's gonna happen as freshmen?
yeah, and so we're using a little bit lighter version of that, but yes, we are working on it. We're keeping the same track, and we're in the mid and upper 80s for each of our classes.
I'll check on that last month. We had the district report card, eighth grade on track was on there, and it has the Oregon State average. So I think we were doing it's almost exactly that, 83%, I think, for ninth grade on track. So I'll check.
Emily. Okay, well, happy Board Appreciation Month. Thank you for all that you've done and do to support us. We really appreciate you. This month is all about benchmarking, and this week started Battle of the Benchmarks. We started this program last year to help get our kiddos more engaged and excited about testing because nobody comes to school to take a math test. Nobody's super excited about that. So all kiddos on Monday were sorted into a color. They got flags. Each team has all grade levels on it. So there's some kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all the way to fifth on all the colors. And any text that they show growth in, they earn puff balls for their team. They put those puff balls in a bucket that coordinates their color. All throughout the week, we're waving our flags for teams. There's a team spirit stick for the team that shows the most spirit, cheering for others. That earns you 50 puff balls. It's a big deal. And it's been a lot of fun. Kids are showing a ton of growth. And so far, Miss Dara and I have counted 9,244 puff balls. That's our grand total so far. So really excited about all the growth. The kids are so excited about it that I had a student that thought he was going on vacation and presented a proposal if he could please take his test when he was on vacation and then zoom in and watch somebody put his puff balls in. It turns out he was not going on vacation that week, so he's good. But that's how invested they are in this program. They're really excited. We're seeing some great growth in math, which we're contributing to a new intervention program that we've been using called Kickstart. It's the first time we've ever had a math intervention program that really targets kiddos' needs. And all of the kiddos that are in that program showed a lot of growth, but 25 of the 32 went up 1 grade level. And that's huge. That's 5 months. And they tested up an entire grade level. So that's really exciting for our kiddos that need that extra boost. We also have a new way to help engage our parents that actually started a few months ago. I just wasn't sure how many views I was going to get, so I didn't want to tell you all yet if nobody likes it. But we started videos that we post on our Facebook page to help educate our parents on different things that are going on in our school. And we have kiddos in those videos.
And we've done 4 episodes so far. We've done one on STAR, which is our reading protocol to sit, pause, talk big, answer together, and respect each other. That's a STAR reader. And so kiddos explained to parents what that was. We've also done one on Safe Giant, strong, accountable, friendly, empathetic, and they explained what each one of those meant. We did one on group closures, and then last week we posted one on what benchmark testing is. So if you ever want to get on and watch it, the kids think 100 views, because, that's about what you get from the Looking Glass Facebook page, is going viral. So if you want to get on there and view, they love when they get more views. They think it's pretty cool. At the end of those videos, we always highlight how parents can partner with us with that episode. So it's a great way to get parents involved. Our parent club is doing a fundraiser this spring. It's called Tattoo a Teacher, where students can purchase a fake tattoo, and the different sizes will be different costs. So 25 cents for a small one, $1 for a big one. And we would love to have a board member volunteer to come also get tattoos. So start thinking about it and nominating your time. We would love to tattoo a board member at the same time. We don't have a date yet. I'll get back to you. And then the last thing, I always kind of end with something kind of funny and that kiddos have said around Looking Glass and whatnot. We had a new kinder start, and he, within the first 5 minutes, probably said, "I'm going to go get a drink of water and I'm going to go home." I said, "That's not really how this works, but you're here for a little bit longer." At the end of the day, he said, "Okay, I'll come back tomorrow." And I thought that was a good review.
I also want to thank all of you. I'm going to tag on to everyone else, but, so appreciate your work. Again, love being back in Winston and working, in a small school district, small school board. So again, thank you. Our kids are lucky to have you in our family. So, we too are, in our assessment week, and we have already started to see some great things in student learning, particularly around math as well. I haven't dove into all of the data yet, but we'll be spending time doing that later in the month. Our teachers will be working together to review their data, look at how kids are growing, where kids might be still struggling, and adjusting their instruction based on that information. We, in December, had a couple different events. We had a craft night, same night as McGovern, and I think accidentally it turned out pretty darn good. And our families had a great time. We had a Christmas tree and Santa, and we had a different Santa at McGovern. Hopefully take pictures on that. I know, Santa culprit. But we had a craft, we made a lot of different crafts. It was really great to see the families working with their kids and having fun. And honestly, our adults were, partaking in those crafts just as much as the kids were. So it was a really great way to end December. I just had our booster club meeting about an hour ago. We are planning a family dance at the end of February. And we are going to have a Disney theme. And so, yeah, hopefully that will be a great turnout. We're going to hold it in the gym instead of the cafeteria, anticipating like this. We've had quite a few actually new students come on campus, some leave, of course, over Christmas break as well. But we've had a really great start to January at Brockway. So feels really good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Again, thank you guys for your district. Cool. I hope that you have some time to read all those letters that your government wrote to you. They're pretty precious. I read quite a few of them. And, very sweet. We're also in the middle of benchmarking this week at McGovern. I don't have a lot of data to share with you at this point, but I did have a fifth grade teacher come into my office to celebrate that all of her students, so she teaches 3 classes, close to 90 students, and she came in to celebrate that all of her students had showed growth on Dibble. So she was very excited about that. I think it's closer to 80, sorry. 80 students. And so we're also starting our outdoor school planning. That's in motion now. And so we have for fifth graders. So we'll be very busy doing that here shortly. We have fifth grade fine dining at McGovern, on Thursday, the 22nd. The 3 team and students are very excited about fine dining and trials.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay. Sorry, bud. And yeah, we have a Star Student Assembly tomorrow. We also have craft night. Like Lisa said, our students think that Rockaway has the real Santa. It's quite cute. And then, that craft night was really fun. I don't know much of what went on other than I spent the entire night painting faces with a couple teachers, and it was a blast. But I know that they had a blast at all the other booths too. We had a long line the entire night painting faces. So that was fun, and we already talked about high dosage tutoring, but love to answer any more questions you guys have about that later.
Well, you have anything for union or?
I can piggyback on, thank you so much.
Oh.
You can use those teachers know what you are against support.
Well, let's just keep that going. Let's see. No, Kyle, do you have any?
Fine dining.
Sorry, Cal.
No. So we have fine dining, going on next Thursday, all fifth graders with the district, so looking blessed. Government will be there in the evening, all fifth graders plus one adult as I think will attend. Culinary arts team at Douglas are doing a meal, 4-course meal, and then we teach about why etiquette is so important and give them service. And also during Christmas break, we serve meals during Christmas break. We fed 600 and something families over 4 days, and meals for everything. So that was a big success. Thank you, Cow Creek.
Yes, they sponsored it.
Yeah, we sponsored it 100%. And then also, we did have additional funds. So we will be providing meals during spring break, for the 4 days that the kids are off during spring break. So.
Do you want to share about some of the food that's being actually produced? And that you had mentioned in our last admin meeting? Actually made in our kitchen that are being served about them.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So as a district, we're going back to more scratch cooking. So we're in a 3-month rotational menu, which goes back from having prepackaged product to more scratch cooking. So, the kids look at us, like, what is this? But we were trying to get them to say, not everything comes in a plastic bag. It's actually like cooked and there's real apples and whatnot in there. So that's where we're going as a district. We got the funding from the state for buying local, and we topped out of that. We purchased about $15,000 worth of product from Rosai. We have some more funding coming in the spring. So that's where we're going as a district. Then next month, we're doing fine dining with the middle school for all these things.
My granddaughters really love the muffins, but they do have one complaint. They think I can fix it all. But they said that the chocolate milk is like non-fat or, they don't like that change. And they want the real McCoy.
Something about nutritional standards.
Pyramid
It's now
change
a
that. Well, it did just flip.
Yeah, we have whole milk. But thank you for the muffins. Like.
Is there anyone else that has? I would like to say thanks again for all the stuff, for the appreciation. It means a lot. It's great as a board member to sit up there and listen to all the positive things that are going on in the school, the early learning, the kids that are on track, the food. That's a real reward for me, I know personally, to hear that coming back. anyway, thank you guys. You guys do a lot of work out there and really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let's see. So with that, we'll adjourn.
Right.